Today we're going to start wiring our skeletons together. They're all in your bone bowl. And the first thing you have to decide is which wire you want to use. So I have these plastic colored wires. So if you like the look of the color, I would say these are very flexible and easy to use. If you don't want the wire to show as much, you can use this really thin silver wire. I have a giant spool of it, and it's very thin. It won't show much. On mine that I made a few years ago, I used a very thin copper wire. I don't think we have any of that left, but remember how it broke? It was not very strong, but this silver wire is really strong. I also have some various other wires. This is a stovepipe wire that's really strong, black. So you can decide. You need a ruler so that you know how long to cut your pieces, and you need a tool to cut. And each table has two cutting tools on it. This is a needle nose pliers, and this jaw area is the area that makes the cut. Don't try to cut it with this part because it's not sharp. Only the jaw has the sharp part. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure out your wire. Let's say you want to use this black stovepipe wire. You're going to get some wire. You're going to get your ruler, and you're going to measure about, I think 5 inches is a nice amount, so that you have plenty to twist and you won't waste much. So I'm going to measure 5 inches, and then I'm going to snip, and I have to take the wire and kind of wiggle it back and forth too. I can't just, there, now I broke it. So you have to kind of wiggle and as you're pushing on the wire. So I'm going to take my bones, and I think I'll use this blue one to match, because the person who made this one a few years ago, they chose blue, so I took it out so I could show you. You have to make a decision now. Do you want the knots to show on the front, or do you want them to be on the back? This person chose the knots showing, so I'm going to follow that. So I'm going to put the wire through this hole and then through this hole, and I'm just going to simply twist. Now I have to think about, do I want the leg to be hanging straight, or do I want it to be able to flex? If I want it to be able to flex, I have to do it a little bit looser than if I want it to be hanging straight. So if I want it to hang straight, I can do it really, really tight. I can grab it with my hands and twist around and around. And this person who did this one, they made the knots quite big, or the loops or twists. So I'll just follow suit. If I didn't want to have such a big loop, I could just simply snip this excess off. Again, remember, you have to use the jaw of the tool, and you have to kind of wiggle. You can't just, like, you grab it and then you have to wiggle. And sometimes it takes a little bit of wiggling to get that wire snipped off. So this one is taking a lot of wiggling. There we go. I got one of it snipped off. Now I got to do the other one. Just kind of wiggle. So now I have the knots maybe a little less noticeable. I cut some of that excess wire off. So you're going to start wiring your skeleton together. See if you can get it done in one class period. And remember the head. Think you might want to do the head last, because the length of this loop really depends on your setting. Like, is it going to be standing tall? How big is your box? So this, we're actually going to we're going to poke holes in our cardboard box and put the wire through the holes so that the skeleton can stand upright or sit, or whatever you're choosing to do with it.